Hi everyone. So this video is addition of ordinates in sine and cos graph. We're going to start with the example here. They give you two equations, y equal to sine of x and 3 cos of 2x, and they want you to plus them together, make a final graph. Okay. Um, Before we do that, let's sketch them individually first. So with the first graph, y equal to sine of x, the red one, the black one here, you can see the amplitude equal to, so 2 and 2 here. And I will has the period as 2 pi, right? Because 2 pi over 1 equal 2 pi, which is somewhere here. That's 2 pi. Side graphs start from the middle and they go like this. Sorry, let's do it again. All right. Now you do the same for the other graph, which is the cos graph. Now the cos graph, with 3 is the amplitude. So we will have 1, 2, 3. I'm not doing scale here, but so we have -3 to 3 is the range. The periods, you can see the number x here, not in front of x is 2, so period is 2 pi on n, 2 pi on 2, which is pi. So the cos graph, we start from the maximum and it hit back the periods of pi. So you know they hit back the maximum as 3. And the mid half of the period will be pi over 2. So we know that our cos graph will look like this. Okay. All right. Now we're going to add, so once we have that, we're going to add the two graphs together. So I'm going to call the first graph. So let's call this one is f of x, the black one is f of x, and the green one is g of x. Okay. So let's do it. So the best way that for the starter, I would recommend you thinking of the table, but once you're familiar, you don't have to draw a table like this every single time. So I have X, F is the black graph, G is the green graph, and then F plus G is the final graph. Okay, so let's start with 0. So we have 0 here. So when X equals 0, you can see the black one, F of X equals 0, and the green one is right here, which is 3. So when you do 0 plus 3, you get 3. So the point that I have, so when x equals 0, y value, the final y value is 3. So I have 0 and 3 as my first point. I'm going to mark a different color. So I mark 0 and 3, which is right here. Okay. Then let's say I'm going to do pound 2, but you can see there's a V point in the middle. We talk about that later. Let's have a few gap here. So let's do pi by 2. So when x equal pi on 2, you can see the black one, look at the y value. The y value equal 2, right? And then when x equal pi on 2, the green one, the y equal -3. 2 plus -3, that gives you -1. So you got the next point as pi on 2 comma -1. Okay, which is pi on 2 comma -1, which is right. Yeah. So that's the second point. So you just keep doing the same technique. So get every single point, and then eventually you're going to have all the points, and then you can make them together. Okay. Um, what I want to talk about is what happened in between this point and this point? So do the graph go like this, or do they up and down a little bit? So to make it easier, I'm going to share the my my CAS calculator. All right. So to help you sketch on the CAS, so let's say you want to sketch y equal to sine of x, and then you put the domain in as 0 to 2 pi. You got the first one. Let's do this. Then you do the same thing as 3 cos of 2x. Then you put the domain as 0 to 2 pi. Then you got that one. Now, if you to make the graph to make it easy to look, we're going to go view and then grid like grid. Okay. All right. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. 8. So you can change the scale here as how you like. So I want to go by 1 because it's easier. All right, now it's perfect. Let's do directly on here. Okay. So you have so we talk about 0 and 3. So 0 plus 3 equals 3. You have this point here. Then here we have, remember here we have pi over 2. And we talk about this is 2 here. This is -3. 2 plus -3 is -1. So our new point will be here. So pound 2 is right here. And then -1. So we have a point here. All right. Now let's talk about what's in the middle between those 2 points. So you can see, let's talk about the intersection point first. So at the intersection point right here, you can see the y value 1 point something, isn't it? So 1 point something, when they both have 1 point something as a y value. So when you plot them together, it's basically just double the amount. So it will be 2 point something, so a little bit higher. So I know that will be like that. I hope that makes sense. And then you continue. It's all it takes is just a bit of, estimation. So at intersection, I will have 2 point something. Then now if I do between those 3 and 2 point something, if I have, you can see this is about 2.9-ish, and this is about 0.4-ish. When you plus 2.9 and 0.4, you're going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be 3 point something. So you know that like up a little bit, okay? And then they go down further. So far your graph will look like this. All right. Now keep going. So if I do this point here, yeah, it could be double the amount. So that's 1 point something. So it double will be 2 point something, a little bit higher. Then if I keep drawing, and as you can see, at some point here, hard to say, but you can see that at this, let's say this is 1 point something. And when you plus with the same amount, but in the negative direction, think about if you plus negative 1 point something. So 1 point something plus negative point something is actually balanced out and it's 0. So there will be a point somewhere here that marks 0. Okay. So far your graph will look like that. So this is not even a period yet. Now, and then here, remember here we have pi here. So that's the y value is 0 and the y value here is 3. So 0 plus 3 will give you 3. So we know that they end up here. So our graph will be like this. let me just do it properly. So go like this, go down, go up again, and then hit back 3 as a period. Okay, then we do the same for the other one. Now, if we do, let's do the middle. So here we have -2, here we have -3. -2 plus -3 will give you -5. So we know that in the middle is hit -5. Okay. And then at the intersection here, it's about -1 point something. When you plus the same amount, it's give you about nearly -2 point something, or nearly 3. So you know that the graph will go down and hit the minimum at 95. And then the same thing, if you do the final point, that's 0, that's 3, 0 plus 3 is 3. So it's hit back the the maximum. And then at the intersection is double -1 point something. So eventually your graph will like that. Okay.